root motion is the same. The G is the same. It's a major triad. So you've already got that down. If you did your minor triads, like we talked about going through the circle of fifths, then this will be no trouble. Notice I'm going into the wood. This is a really fun thing to do in all 12 keys. It's always going to sound good. This is a little high. For minor chords, D minor. A minor. E minor. Notice how every key sounds a little different. There's a different resonance in each key. That makes it worth exploring the the different keys, because, like, for example, E minor doesn't sound the same in B minor as it does in E minor, or for that matter in the key of G when it comes up as the 6th chord. So you discover those sounds and the colors, by getting into the other keys. There's a key like F sharp minor, you don't want to be afraid of that with all your inversions. Always close to the next inversion. Put an octave on top. And then what about first inversion F sharp going next? See where I'm going to go next with my left hand? Next is here. the idea. I'm using the inversions, but I'm only playing 1, 4, 5. So again, if somebody walked in the room while you were doing that, they would ask you what the name of that song was. They would not be putting you down for that. Now, I don't think you should record an album of that stuff and put it out, because a bunch of people did that when I was younger, and they called it New Age. And that's already been done. But to do it in private and to mess around with these things, there's no end to these possibilities. There's no end to the possibilities. So you want to really continue to explore these things and develop these things. And plus that gives you a reason for your personal technique. All of this is a precursor to playing jazz standards or playing jazz any way you want, being able to improvise fusion. It's all in there. The language of music is the same no matter what style you're playing. You know, that's the thing to remember. It's always, the chords are the chords. But being able to play in the 12 keys is really, really fun as well as important. So back to playing my bass. So when you start trying to figure voicings out at a more complex level, well, they're not going to be complex for you, because you're going to be able to recognize what's in there and put what somebody's asking for on top. And by the way, these keys up here, they sound really nice. I've written a lot of music in the flat keys and the sharp keys because it just resonates so beautifully on piano, and you want to remember that. And guitar sounds really great in these areas. So don't be afraid to get into these keys, because these are the places where there's some beauty that you just never discover in the flat keys or the ones with less sharps and flats. So, okay, almost done. And so we go to our next place is E flat minor. Let's see, we're going to be already good at this because we covered this as in the last key. So we're starting to get an overlap by the time you get through the 12 keys. E flat, we did that in the major ones. So even if you haven't played in a while, it doesn't matter, because you know where everything is and you can send your hand to get it and it'll get it. So E flat. It's a great sound right there. I think sometimes that's the beauty of going through the 12 keys. I always do this with my students, because you discover the sounds. If I tell you to do this and go home, okay, get that in 12 keys, see you around, that's just not fair, because it's hard to do this. But if we do this together, then you get to find those sounds watching me do it, and you get to see me make some mistakes and find out, hey, I don't have to be perfect, because Mark isn't. And so that's really good to know too. And there we go. Last one. Oh, we have one more after this, sorry. So then, we're good at these by now, right? We're starting to really cover this territory. How can an F challenge us? But we're in the key of B flat minor relative to D flat. So suddenly, some of those easy keys are starting to show up in the harder keys. And that's when life gets interesting. Okay, and now for our F. You see that? Plain old C.